right around the beginning of 2022, I foolishly purchased a completely dilapidated 1969 Chrysler Valiant Ute, located in the bush in Australia. The plan was to fly to Australia in late August, then spend a month going hard, wrenching on this thing to try to get it through Australia's strict inspection. Then, the plan was to road trip the thing to Australia's Burning Man of Ute shows, the crazy party known as the Denny Ute Muster.
How much? Denny, there's no roof.
Looks warm, babies. This was going to be my toughest wrenching project yet. Okay, I have packed my tools for the Australia trip, and I've had to be very careful on what I bring. So here's a look. We'll see if I can bring Cleveland's finest. I looked it up, and maybe I can bring that. I brought some friction tape. This is very good stuff. This will work when it's wet. This is the most important tool in any tool set, in my opinion. That's ratcheting swivel head ratchets. These are epic. I won't go anywhere without those. This is a bunch of Torx and Allen head screws. I got a bunch of these Irwin bolt removers in case I end up stripping a bolt. These are clutch. A trim tool, just a little bottle. It's lightweight. This lets me bleed my brakes. You gotta have one of these for your hose clamps. Very important. 2 different vice grips, needle nose vice grips, wider vice grips. I got a couple of brake line of flare nut wrenches here. Shears, these are super important. I use them all the time. This is a bag of extensions, adjustable wrench, big orange. Love this flathead, it's my go-to. A drum brake tool. You gotta get a good one of these if you're gonna do drum brakes. Nice wire stripper for electrical stuff. Ultra black gasket maker, very versatile. This is a bag of quarter-inch drive sockets. I've got a pry bar. This is a nice 3/8 and quarter-inch drive ratchet. Magnet, gotta have a magnet. This comes in, the pit comes in more clutch than you'd imagine. Shorties, these are also super clutch. Here are the car parts that I'm bringing. We've got two rear shock absorbers. I think these are the rear. I've got some wheel cylinders. I've got some bushings. This is a brake master cylinder here. Look at that. That is going to save me a lot of money over having to buy one over there. This is a brake junction block from a 1967 Chrysler Newport. Got it from a junkyard locally. Yeah, and so that's what I'm bringing car parts wise to Australia. Okay, I've landed in LA. And now it's time for the long flight, the 15-hour flight. That little 4 or 5 hour flight to LA from Detroit was nothing. Just landed. All right, we're leaving the airport here. My first look at Sydney. All right, it's kind of cold here actually. Yeah, it's like 60 degrees maybe, but it's also like 8 a.m. so. Great. I'm excited. Here we are in front of the Sydney Opera House. I'm coming off of a 15-hour flight, pretty much went directly to my hotel, dumped my bags off, and walked here. This is gonna come back and bite me pretty hard, I can just feel it. Alright, I'm here at University of Technology Sydney with Imran. We're looking at Formula SAE Vehicle and some engine nerds here. We're going to chat with them and talk about suspension and chassis and all sorts of stuff. Brief overview, what are we looking at here? Where are we?
So we're underneath the University of Technology Sydney at the moment. We're in our Formula SAE workshop, and we're currently building our new 2022 Formula SAE Australian car.
Is there anything I shouldn't be showing? Any proprietary?
I mean, if they want to copy it, feel free. Yeah, so we've got a rear mount electric motor. It's an MRAX that goes into a mid-mount diff.
Here it is. Chain driven. Oh, there's a diff? There's somehow diff in?
Yeah, it's a limited slip differential in there.
What the hell? Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
Very small.
It's
almost purpose for FSAE.
Yeah, Drexler. It's an FSAE specific.
Yeah,
Drexler.
different.
Do you mind introducing yourself?
Hi, so my name is Bevan. I'm mechanical lead for this car.
Can you give me a sort of an overview of the basic chassis design?
Yep. So yeah, chassis is a aluminium honeycomb monocoque design. So there's a few different panels that are all sort of joined together with what we call patch skins. So they sort of create a continuous outer shell of the car, and then all the suspension and driveline components get bolted to that. So, and then there's big space in the back here, which gets our accumulator, which is our big battery for our electric car that gets bolted in.
So that's this case right here?
Yeah, that case right there.
Electrical director, is that what you...
Yeah, they call it electrical technical director, but we just call it lead, like electrical lead and mechanical lead.
Okay, what are we looking at here? This is the pack.
This is our battery. We actually normally call it the accumulator because that's what the rules call it. Yeah, it's a high voltage battery, so it's 500 volts.
500 volts. Out of a, yeah, it's pretty small. I mean, generally small. A lot in series here, right?
Yeah, it's true.
Look at that hefty boy.
So we've got a nice little picture.
Oh, that's nice. No, you gotta see. That's important if you're doing voltage stuff. You got to make sure everything's labeled, all the wires.
Yeah, these are pretty small, but top and bottom sort of.
These are great. So do you have to do every one of these?
Yeah.
You do all of these connectors? You have to make these? Oh, you poor bastards!
Yeah, so this is
that's horrible.
128 cell.
So you have to shove each of these wires in there.
To crimp them, and these the crimps for these ones. So I didn't do this end. We got looms for this BMS. This is an Orion 2 BMS.
Battery management system, very nice. Well, this is you're doing the Lord's work. That was a great tour of the Formula SAE team at the University of Technology Sydney. It's always good to hang out with car nerds, even in a big city like Sydney. You'll find car nuts somewhere.
Passengers for the 7:10 a.m. Dubbo XPT. This train conveys booked seat passengers for Lithgow, then Rydal, Tirana, Bathurst, Blaney, Orange, Stewart.
I'm on a train from Sydney to Dubbo. I'm about to taste a meat pie for the first time. It's like a chicken pot pie. It's like a beef pot pie. It's freaking delicious. We're here. This is, as far as I can tell, one of the main streets. And, yeah, it's empty. Well, this is my home for the next month. It's, quiet and, a lot of space. Alright, I have arrived. My host, Laurence.
G'day.
He's showing me his cars, and they are incredible. I've never seen either of them. Anyway, what are we looking at, Laurence?
So this is the 1974 Valiant Charger. I've had it for 15 years, ever since I was in high school. My uncle and I did a full restoration of it. It took about 6 odd years. This is my partner's project, the 1985 model.
This is incredible.
Yeah, you can fit about, I don't know, 3 cartons of beer in the tray.
That is awesome. Look at how small this bed is. By the way, the bed of a truck here is the tray. Whoa, you went from 12 to 13. That's a hell of a jump. Look at that. Look at those big 13s.
She's just rolling on dubs now.
Holy cow. This is such a small car. And what's the engine displacement?
500cc, 3-cylinder.
Is this a Japanese market car, or was it sold here?
Yeah, they sold them in Japan. This was an Australian market car. I think they sold them here, Japan, and one other market I can't remember at the minute, but that's it.
Look at that. Can you put your hand near that valve cover just to get the size? Look at that. This is the whole valve cover. That's his hand. It's like, oh man. Wow, look at this thing. Freaking epic. And now here comes the exciting part, at least to Americans. Oh, that thing is absolutely beautiful.
265 Hemi 6 with triple 45mm DCOE Webers. So roughly 330-ish horsepower. I've got a slightly better cylinder head and cam than they had in the originals back in the 70s.
You may have seen this famous picture of the Hemi 6 with the cherry red headers on it. And that is the 6-pack, right? The rare 6-pack. And this one's got a similar intake setup, right?
Yes.
And no, there's just something about the way this thing looks. It's a work of art. Hey, we are not hoons. We're not hoons. Different than any straight 6 I've ever heard. It's got this sort of, as Laurence described it, I think you said unrefined, something like that, but it's kind of like sort of like an aggressive sort of
yeah, a bit grunty.
It's like gravelly, it's very interesting.
Yeah, it's a little different.
All right, now we're gonna go look at some significantly worse conditioned vehicles. This is the first look at the Utes, or I don't know. Utes is plural is being generous, I think. Yeah. All right, Laurence, what are we up against here?